All right. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Look at Square Run. All right. Make sure everything gets loaded correctly. And I consulted for news. Good morning. My name is Darpol Algo, and thanks for joining me on another morning watch list building session. Today is going to be a much better day than yesterday. No scary emails waking up to. I do apologize about yesterday. I was a little rattled. Totally did not expect to get assigned early, and I had to make some adjustments. So today is Friday. Some people call it Lotto Friday. I call it Don't Lose Your Ass on a Friday day. Sorry for swearing. What we're going to do is we're going to look for stocks that have a greater than expected chance of making a move, either today for a day trade or within the next couple weeks. Next week is quad witching, and one thing that's very interesting, it's how we love Fibonacci. So the date is 618. Ooh, lots of things are at the, I think it's a daily color channel mid or weekly. Let me just check here real quick. I believe, yes, weekly mids. So lots of fun possibilities. I created a new scanner last night just to see what kind of cool stuff we can do. This is a low float scanner, stack positive EMA, pull back to the 21, and what does it got in it? So low float stacked EMAs in a squeeze, pull back to the 21 EMA. Right? Very, very, very specific scanner, as you can see. I'll just pull this up in the old daily. As you can see, it pulled back to the 21 in a squeeze, right? Stacked EMAs. So this is going to be like a very targeted scanner. So we'll get into that. We'll also get into some Lotto Friday stuff. There's a couple people I follow on Twitter that I really like, and we're going to pull some of that stuff up right now. All right, but first, the news. All right, the news. All right, before we do that, you know what you have to do? Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you get notified whenever I put out a video. I'm going to start putting one out every day. If you have requests, either leave them in the comment section below. Yeah, I'll show that. I'll show the scanner. Leave them in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter. I want to go through the news real quick, and let's just jump right into it. The Dow is up 0.22, so up 75. S&P 500's up 4.25, and the Nasdaq's up 13.5. So slightly up. Not a big response to CPI yesterday, which was great. There's some news about the Chinese market. The Nikkei index fell negative 9 points, Shanghai negative 21, and Hang Seng rose 103, right? The DAX is up 40, FTSE 100 is higher by 45. Okay, this is generally bullish. However, for the Chinese stuff, that could have something to do with this bill that the president put into play, something about targeting or taxing, something to do with China stocks. I try not to play too many of those. Anyway, we did, however, unveil a bipartisan surface transportation bill. So I would think that the transportation sector, energy, could respond to that, right? We'll keep an eye on that. However, that's more like longer term stuff for next Friday. Chewy had earnings last night. I'm in Chewy earnings, Iron Condor, and play earnings, Iron Condor. The last two Iron Condors have kind of bit me in the behind. So hopefully these two help us out a little bit. All right. We need BA to run today. That's just what we need to do. And NVIDIA News has agreed to acquire DeepMap, a startup committed to building high-definition maps for autonomous vehicles to navigate the world safely. Why is NVIDIA getting into autonomous vehicles? That's interesting. C-Change, CEAC had earnings. There's a lot of stuff going on with biotech, VRTX, and CRISPR. New data, which is good. That was my rip. I like CRISPR. VRXT. So I've seen that one a couple times now. It looks like there's a couple things going on with it. I miss Johnson & Johnson. So we may keep an eye on the biotechs today. And Eli dropped. Eli. All right. Upwork, AMC, and Win. All right. So let's just jump right into it. First things first, we need to find this guy moved over here. And this is the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade algorithm software. It's provided by the folks over at FlowTrade. The chart you see is, let's just drop these up to the 15s. The chart that you see, just quick explanation. The purple, pink, whatever line you want to call that, is the regular algorithm. White line is price action. Any blue horizontal lines are dark pool trades. Red horizontal lines are regular block trades. I try to highlight those whenever possible. Interesting, somebody's texting me already this morning. So a buddy of mine I used to work with years ago. He's extremely successful. He works for Hendrick Automotive, and they're just great guy, great guy. Jay Alvarez, shout out. Hey, you see me on YouTube? There you go. So we had a shared drive on Google, and he had a shared document with me, and I haven't talked to him for a while. And so I noticed that the other day, so I popped it open, and I big pink background highlight, big giant letters, hey, call me, right? And he just texted me. So pretty interesting. All right, anyway, a little bit more about me. Let's look at Upwork, AMC, When, and Eli Lilly. All right, When, nice. What do we got here? So gap to resistance, 29 seems to be a pretty significant level. Ran into that, bull flag failed, sold off. Got this little curling recovery, which happens to coincide exactly with, pretty precisely with the algo. The algo is currently stuck at this dark pool level. Let me just highlight these for you. Hopefully, I don't know. I've never traded When, so I don't know much about them. Hopefully, they've got some good weekly options. We'll look at them here in a minute. So these are the latest and greatest block trade levels that we need to keep an eye out for. The algo is curled up, forming a nice little cup and handle with price action, right? Overall, nice strong uptrend. The algo is currently pressed up against this 2864 dark pool trade with 29 right after it. Looks like we've got room to get pulled up to 27, then 28.6. So let me just grab my little list here. Nope. Yep, that's what I wanted. Let me bring this over here. A little. Move some stuff around on my charts, and I try to make space for stuff. There we go. All right, so we want to look at When. That seems to be a good one. Where's my scan? All right, just a real quick look at the sectors. Looks like everything seems to be double green. Well, most sectors are double green. We're looking for any that have a buy and any that are in a squeeze. So XLC, XLY, right? We got XLC is double Y, the 15 mid. XOP, oil and gas, double green, 4-hour mid, daily top, weekly top. That might come down. This IYT looks flat, so XLB, XLI. If anything, I would look at XLI. It's a 4-hour bottom, double green, long indication off of the 15, and we're in a shorter term 15-minute squeeze. If we're looking for a longer term play, the XLP seems to be pretty decent. XLF, obviously we missed the whole financial run, so I don't even want to talk about getting that. But the Dow Jones has definitely got the most potential to release. It's in some mid compression squeezes, and the NQ looks like it might run again. All right, that is just a quick overview. All right, let me shrink that back down. Don't need that there. All right, and we'll go back over here. All right, so I'm gonna go start up at the top left real quick. I'm just checking Twitter to see if anybody's got any requests. Upwork, ANC Win, got you. QS Donkey Kong, QS DKNG. I call it Donkey Kong. It's DraftKings. Donkey Kong. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't know if anybody played Ultra this week, but it was a weekly banger. Weekly banger. All right. Trying to find. Oh, well. Inside day, outside day. That's who I'm looking for. Looking for some Lotto Friday plays. All right. Upwork. We do have nice bullish divergence on the algo. So this is this upper left corner here. What I'm not seeing, though, is a lot of block trades coming in. So nothing large money is doing to help this. Well, it's doing it. It's just not showing, right? So we've got no recorded large institutional interactions. We do have a little bit of bullish divergence. Price action is trading with the algorithm. We've got, a nice strong uptrend. We've got, I wish I could default that color to something else. That would be so nice. All right, we're currently in, sorry, I was really zoomed in there. Nice strong uptrend. We've got upward trend support. It looks like we're trying to form this little, right? Looking back, looks kind of like a little flag that we got going on. The algo just barely crossed above the downward trend line, right? So keep an eye on this to pull price above this downtrend line. We'll check it on the chart too. A break above that, and we're going to start going out and testing previous highs. Boom, boom, boom. That's Upwork. AMC on the right. I'm just going to look at block trades from the last 5 days. There's quite a few. If you can see, price gets bounced back and forth at each one of these levels because there's large orders that need to be filled. All right. If we would have entered here where my trend line was, it would have been a nice move up. The algo is currently basically trading with price action. It's formed a little double bottom here. Let me just throw some drawing tools on. First, I want to highlight some significant levels for these regular block trades we got going on. There's 60, right? 55, 45, right? As far as the dark pool goes, we've got a couple here. We've got one right at 44. And then we've got one right at 58. So it looks like there's some interaction looking at this symmetrically. If we can maintain this little double bottom baby Wu-Tang reversal pattern that we got going on here, right? So prices come down, rejected off of the block trade levels, came back down. We're looking for it to make this next move up, right? However, it would need to break above 45. Then it's going to eat to 48, 52, 55, run into some decision making, maybe a little consolidation. Break is 60, and this is it's going to be released basically. The algo is kind of double bottomed, pretty flat right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, we're looking at this area here. So price came down, bounced, sold off. Looks like it kind of flattened out, which is good. Look for potential pullback. I'll look at it on the chart too. I don't know where it's at as far as technically, as far with the moving averages and everything, where it goes. Eli, ELY. We've got, what do we got here? No real block trades. Well, let me just do this. In the last 30 days, so last month it was pretty active as far as large orders. We've got a dark pool level that it bounced off of, currently coming in at 35.12, right? And then we've got a couple of regular block trades coming in that's going to affect it. 37.10 seems to be pretty significant. 36.50. I like these that move in like 60-cent ranges, right? Let's see. Just look at the algo. So our algo is in, right, uptrend. Oh, it just broke it. So it barely broke uptrend support. It's flat right now, which indicates a little bit of consolidation. What we'd like to see is that algo to curl back up and break above this 36.50 level. That would be a good reversal sign. I don't know if I can call this uptrend support, but we definitely have block trade support coming in at 35.12. So that's Eli. So we've got Upwork, AMC, when Eli. I want to look at QS real quick. Just write these down. AMC, when Eli. Looking at QS and DraftKings. I also want to look at Tilray. And, the sleeper everybody slept on was CrowdStrike. Played that yesterday. 1 to 8. Ooh, yeah. Look at this. Oh. It's an interesting pattern. I'll have to check that out a little bit. What's interesting is that there's no block trades coming in on this. All right, QS, ton of block trades. You can almost see where. So this is the last 30 days. As you can see, any large clusters price interacts with. It's almost like a shelf, right? Boom, 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 boom. We may, let's see. I mean, we're at a real decision area. If I don't know if this is the beginning of a cycle down or if this is just a super healthy pullback. All right, in the last week, let's go 10 days. So this is the 10-day look for dark pool and block trades. I'm going to highlight the dark pool ones first so that we can get a picture of transactions. We have no idea what they're doing, whether they're buying or selling. So what's the best way to do this? I'm going to use a different color for the combined. I'm going to go ahead and use this purple. All right, red and blue, make purple. So when there's a dark pool and a regular block trade that coincide right at approximately the exact same level, I'm going to highlight those with this purple color. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try a different color here. This work? That's even worse. I gotta find the right color. Let's just go with green. All right, so these levels here are when we've got dark. Let me just do this. All right, so green is going to be going forward. Green is going to be when there's, I can't do that. sorry. Let's just use, I need a good color. I don't really use orange for anything. All right, so we're going to stick with purple. So anytime you see a purple horizontal line, it's going to be where the regular block trades and dark pool trades happen at the same time. Right. So those are those combined. We're currently having struggles with the most recent regular block trade, and there's a little bit of a cluster right there, followed by previous high, and right below that I didn't really mark, but there's a regular or dark pool trade coming in. All right, so as you can see, price action interacts with these levels, right? Support resistance, right? It just chopped at that 25.50 to 26.30 level, broke out, right? Came up, ran into 30 psychological resistance, retraced back down to 28, broke through it again, 30.50, right? Came back down, and we tested that 28.57 as support. So at this point in time, 28.57 was pretty significant support. It was going in a nice uptrend. It was eating up these levels, and it came up and it ran into some level up here that it didn't like, and it massive. So this is a massive sell-off, right? There's a lot of people taking profit. The algos are selling. Price action is currently trading with the algorithm, and I'm not able to really find any specific support at this level unless we continue to come down. Oh, wrong tool, sorry. So unless we can continue to come down to maybe one of these two levels here, there's for potential move back up. If there is some support based on price action at this level, if we pull back around, and we got to get through these two levels, these two block trade levels again. So as far as the path of least resistance, it would be a lot easier for QS to come back down and test 26.30 and consolidate, because it seemed like it consolidated there before, and then make its next move up. If it does that, then it's forming a head and shoulders, right? Pretty well, it would have broken that head and shoulders pattern. If we revert now, if we retrace to like 30 and then sell off, it's going to form a nice head and shoulders. So that would be something to look out for the next couple weeks, right? All right. DraftKings, I went over this. I'm not sure when I went over it, but it's always nice to see how things react. So it looks like we're a nice uptrend. There were some blocks coming in here. I bet you if I throw the blocks back on, we're going to see those. Yep, look at those block interactions. I love it. All right, currently we are respecting we got a little bit of bearish divergence. I'm just going to try to draw a line here and see if I can get everything to line up. Right, so that is our uptrend support. Got a little bit of a deviation there. We don't have any real, I gotta go a little further out to see if we can get some support. All right, going back 20 days, I'm just going to highlight the main areas of support and resistance based on previous block trades. 54, nice psychological level, I like to see that. 5170, looks like that's the level the algo's interacting with. I'm hoping the algo is not trying to come back down to here to fill this gap that was formed. All right, you got a little gap right here. If the algo can maintain its current position and curl back up, right? If it can curl back up, it can definitely drag price up through that 54 level, up to 55, etc., and further up. This is a very slight W-shaped reversal. Right, came down, found some support, hit resistance, came back down, found support again, and could be potentially moving up. Contrarian, this is a bear flag, right? I can't flip my charts upside down to show you, but it's a bear flag. So if the algo doesn't bounce off of this level and go back up and continues to sell, look for 50-50, right? 50-50. If the algo comes down that way, look for it to drag price back down to at least 51.70. So there's two options with DraftKings. And all right, so we got the chat taken care of. We've got Twitter taken care of. Let's look at this Caesar and Eli. All right, we'll look at Tilray, CrowdStrike. Tilray, there's a lot of action going on with Tilray. It sold off into the close. It gapped up overnight, ran into 2050 as resistance. Looks like it's fading right now. So there's a lot of open interest, and it's on our lotto list for today. I don't know where to go. I saw someone on Twitter that was like, oh, hey, there we go. Fubo could be fun. So Tilray, 21 calls. If it breaks 2050, which it had some problems at 2040. So Twitter would be long 21 call if it breaks 2050, go short 19 put if it breaks 1980. So basically, this little range right here, I'll just throw a box around that. The algo is trading with price action. It's currently selling off though. So basically a break of this. So we break down, we take the 19 put. We break up, we take the 21 call, right? CrowdStrike, this is super interesting. I feel like there's a pattern here that I'm missing. I don't know if that is like inverted. It's just a weird looking pattern. Anyway, price action is currently trading with the algorithm. This is just a beast. If the algo doesn't curl back around, there's lots of room to come back down and retest this nice little downtrend that it was currently in, right? So possibly come test, there's a gap right here that's got to be filled. So it could come down and test to fill that gap, or it could, right, the algo could bounce off of that previous resistance, right? So supply zone turn demand zone, and look for the algo to curl back around and go back up. All right, so we did, I'll do crowd, Tilray. Right, let's look at some charts. Oh, EXPE. I want to look at EXPE. That came up on my scanner. What else came up that I would be interested in? Ooh, that's got good FAS. I like that one. EXPE, FAS. XLB, XLP are all pulling back to the 21. Right, the materials ETF is pulling back to the 21. ETFs are always kind of ishy to play. XLP though, right? Consumer staples. I might want to look at this one a little bit more. Foot Locker. I'm just going through and seeing if there's any squeezes real quick. Skechers, Foot Locker, all the shoes, and you've got low show or to float. All right. God, that could be great. All right, so I'm gonna. What was the other one I want to look at real quick? Was it Skechers? I don't like Skechers. Cree broke the 50, so that's no good. Foot Locker at the 34. STZ Constellation Brands. This could be fun. It's got earnings coming up. It's kind of neutral. All right. Double test on the 21. It's got room to run. And we're in some squeeze. All right. So that would be... STZ Constellation Brands. All right. Upper left. And I'm going to go left to right. XPE, I think that's Expedia. Price actions, basically trading with the algorithm. I do like this setup though, I think. Let me just mark some stuff up here and we'll see what it looks like. All right, is this support? If so, does that look like an inverse head and shoulders to anybody? Doop. Doop, boop. This would be the head here, or potentially head here. All right. The algo is trading with price, and the algo came and bounced off of this dark pool level. If it can, it looks like it's starting to curl up here. If it can curl up, there's definitely more upside potential than downside. You know, we've got approximately $2 to the downside, and you know, at least 2 to the upside, potentially more. So that's Expedia. I'll check that on the charts in a minute. FAS, look at this, just a giant moon. This could be, I don't know where this is going, but the algo's pointed straight down, price actions pointed straight down. There's no block trades to help it. Stars, Constellation Brands. Just chop fest. So gap and crap, 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 crap and crap. Right? It's just chop, chop, chop. So we are in a downtrend, potential gap from 237 to 240. It's stuck in a range, right? Stuck. That should be a song. Stuck in a range. 237 to 240. PLTR. This is great. Let me just drop this down to only look at the last 5 days. All right. The algo is, who has this? All right, Baby Yaga. The algo is net selling. We have bearish divergence, which means that the algorithm has deviated from price action. So the algo is net selling, right? We have deviation from price action, right? This deviation must be must play out. We've got some dark pool and regular block trade resistance support levels here that we just ran into. It looks like every 10 cents there's a regular block trade level coming in. The one that I'm interested in is going to be this one right at 23.90 and 24. This seems to be right. This is what's holding it up. There's a little bit of uptrend support. So whatever level came in here, right? Whatever level that is, there's minor uptrend support, but lots of congestion to the upside, very little congestion to the downside. With the algo net selling, it may need, Palantir may need to come back down and base for a little bit until at least more block trades can come in and provide it some support. So lots of uptrend resistance. All right, so I looked at Tilray. I mean, I'm in Palantir, so I'm not I'm as interested in it as you are. All right. If I take profits today or Monday, it's still running. Okay, so here's, I guess that's all. Let me just see what the algo's saying. Algo's curled down a little bit, so it's not this clearly defined uptrend that was in at the beginning of the week, right? When we called it out, we were like, wow, it's a solid uptrend, right? That's a solid uptrend. The algo, however, is a little bit curled down, right? It's pointing downwards. It's a little ishy right here because I can see it like it wants to curl back up. However, this is pretty extended, right? We gapped, so we've created a bunch of gaps that need to be filled. Just grab. We have a block trade at 113. Oh, sorry about that. On the 1 minute, there's a little bit of bearish separation, but the algo is sloped down, right? It is trading with price action. This is the 1 minute chart from yesterday. This is the last 30 days worth of block trades. As you can see, it does respect the block trade levels. It's pretty important to it. We've got, if you join late, I'm using purple whenever there's a red and whenever there's a regular and a dark pool level that are real close to each other. Just kind of makes things a little easier, right, to see. So we came up, we ran into massive resistance right at the 117-ish level, came back down and found support right at 1650 level. Currently, we're residing on this block trade level from back, this is back in May 19th, is providing resistance. So to answer your questions, is Abby taking profits today or Monday? You're gonna have to, if I were in AbiVi, I would, I mean, it depends on where you got in. If you got in when we called it out, right? If you got in here, right, or here, right, that's good profit. Just know that there's some gaps that have been created. Right, got a gap there, got a gap here. I personally would 116.50. I don't even know what it's doing in the pre-market. Check it. Check it. All right, it's pretty much flat pre-market. Nice strong run up, retrace, run up. This looks like it's selling. It's kind of selling off. 116.25, 116.10. Obviously, if it breaks 116.10, it looks like it's going to probably come back down to earth a little bit and try to fill some of those gaps, or at least pull back. I don't have. Yeah, I have to see it at the open. So you've got some highs from yesterday and some lows that, you know, so it's definitely respecting the support resistance. So if it broke resistance, it's using it as support now. So 116.12, break a 116.12, I would look to see, you know, maybe take some profit and then re-enter. That's AbiVi. I'm going to start pulling up some charts real quick, and then I've got about 5 minutes. Palantir, what's going on? Hold on. Palantir. Oh, before I do that, look at this. I miss, so I hit the mark, right? Remember we were like, oh, hey, right? Oh, hey, can we hit this level by then? No, I was wrong, right? Look at the angle of ascent. Pull back, next angle of ascent. So if I'm looking at like just, I don't know, dark algo pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback, 5th move up, I'm going to look to target the 26 level by, all right, we're looking at this level or potentially this level by this date. And then, so 26, 618 or 621 or 618 26s, just based on the history, right? Unless something massive happened that I'm missing. Yeah, it's basically consolidating. It's in this daily counter channel cloud. The algos are selling. We could pull back to 2375, which is a 4-hour bottom, before we take our next move up, right? $23.73. Right, revert to the 8 or potentially come back down to the, you know, it makes sense for it to pull back a little bit. It's been on kind of this massive run lately. 23.36 looks like it could be a pretty key level. Yeah, so there may be a pullback in Palantir. All right, let me run through a couple of these real quick. I want to look at Tilray. Oh, no. And I've got to run. I've got about 3 or 4 more minutes. All right, so Tilray, this is that selling off, right? We came back up. We've got a lot of momentum going into the open. If we can get above the 2050, look to take, it'll go to 21. If we get above 2175, this thing's got room to move up to 30. Nice little uptrend it's in, however it's neutral-ish, right? Off the daily bottom, we need to get above that, like I said, that 2050 level is really significant for Tilray. A break at 2050, we're going to go to 2177 before we make the next decision, right? We could pull back to 1940, a break in 1940, and we're coming back down to 18. That's Tilray. I want to look at EXPE. Consolidating, massive consolidation. You got a range from 182 to 163. It's a nice $20 range, but look at this daily, 2-day, this 3-day and 4-day high compression squeeze, stack positive moving averages, great beta-ish on VWAP. We sold off. We ran into some resistance at, it looks like, the 15-minute. Didn't really do anything overnight. 172 is the 4-hour mid, a break of that, and we can move back up to 174, right? This could be a reversal. I don't like the rainbow histogram though. So we're at the daily mid. Like I said, if we can get above this 172 level here, we can move to 175. However, Expedia, I like Expedia. I'm going to look at it for today. I want to check out, what was the other one? I want to look at Fast real quick and see what's going on with that, because the algo was straight down. So look for a bounce rejection off of this 4-hour bottom from 116, playing it back down to the downside. right? Break of the 34, and we're coming to test the 50 SMA at 110. Below that, there, we've got the 200 way down here with a pit stop at 100. No squeezes to help us out. This is a decision level, right? The algo says that it's selling off. It's tested the 50 once, right? It may come back down and try to test this 1010 level, 109. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Yeah, we've got room to move. Or we reject the 34 here. This could be a potential reversal. I'd like us to see us get above 13 or 117, actually 118.72, 120 resistance, above that 123. But we first need to get into the 4-hour cloud. So either we're going to reject off of this 116.50 or 75 level for the next leg down, or we're going to break through it for the next leg up. I do want to keep an eye on that. We broke the 50 on the 4-hour. We've got some support coming in at 109. We're right at a previous demand zone, right at 114. So decision-making time. I think that's going to be it. So we've got, let me just look at Eli real quick, and then I got to run. Callaway Golf Company, my buddy works for them. This could be a double bottom, neutral, just kind of, when those 10x bars change, I'll be looking to get back into it. Bouncing off the daily bottom, resistance at 34, the 4-hour mid. This could be a nice pullback to the next move up. However, no squeezes to help us out. We're at the mercy of the market makers with Eli. Check out the crowd real quick. All right, I like this consolidation overnight. Break at 230 and it's going to go. It's going to release. Right? Break at 230. Actually, we got this guy right here. 230.105, and we're going to eat. It's just going to eat to 240. 4-hour daily, 2-day, 3-day squeeze. Mid compression daily, weekly. Yeah, Palantir, put it on your radar. It's going to move. It's going to keep moving. Just broke out of the daily top, right? Like I said, I think 230 is the psychological level. 231 is the technical level. So that's CrowdStrike, right? Yeah, just it pays good. The options are so juicy. That was CrowdStrike. Wendy's. I don't know. The $24 level seems to be pretty decent. It's been consolidating the last couple of days. Came down, touched the 34. Could potentially retrace. I don't like it's just flat. All right, QS. Looks like we're having problems with the 4-hour cloud. A break below 27.91, and we could potentially come back down and test 27.25. We've got this decreasing 200 that's pushing down on us. If we can get above 28.53, then we can breathe up to 30, then 31.50, and that's on QS. We got a 15, 20, 30-minute squeeze that may help us out, but beyond that, it's pretty heavy. Right, we've got downside. Like, we obviously have less risk to the downside. 23.47 previous lows. Consolidating squeezes. When it fires, hopefully we can get it to start eating up some of these chunks. All right, that's it for me. I gotta run. Thanks for joining me. My name is Dark Pool Algo. Thanks for joining me on this morning watch this building session. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave comments in the comment section, share this with your friends. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I usually try to run until about 9:15. So have a great day. Stay